So this is a tutorial on solving ratio type equations, which really are basically fractions. Ratios are fractions. Whenever we see fractions, sometimes we panic, but there's absolutely no need to. What we're looking at here is a problem with a fraction on both sides, okay, of the equal sign. So it's an equation. But I'll show you three ways to solve this. The first one we'll do in blue. Okay, so what you can do to get rid of the denominator is you can multiply both sides by one of the denominators. I'll choose 8 for this one. Multiply both sides of the equation, so everything. Now remember from last year, if you multiply 8a plus 1 by 8 and then divide by 8, you might as well do nothing. So these two simplify to 1 over 1. So this is a plus 1 on this side. On the right side, I can simplify numerator to denominator. 4 goes into 4 once, goes into 8 twice. So now I'm left with 9 times 2 over 1, 9 times 2, and 4 times 1. So I have 18. Okay. Now I do my regular steps. Subtract 1 from both sides. Subtract 1, subtract 1. A equals 17. Okay, so there's one answer. Now, let's try it a different way here. It'll be we should get the same answer, but it's just a slightly different method to get there, which is why it's so important to show your work and to be very clear when you're writing. Okay, let's rewrite the same question. A plus 1 over 8 equals 9 over 4. Now, what if instead of multiplying both sides by 8, what if I multiply both sides by 4? Let's try the other denominator. Let's see what happens. Multiply this side by 4, multiply this side by 4. Okay, these two simplify. 4 goes into 4 once, goes into 8 twice. So on the left, I have a plus 1 over 2. This side, if I multiply 9 by 4, then divide by 4, it's like doing nothing. So I might as well simplify. Remember, this is like a 4 over 1. So it's like simplifying numerator to denominator like you did last year. So now I end up with 9. Okay, now funnily enough, I ended up still with the denominator. So in order to get rid of that denominator, I do exactly the same thing. I multiply both sides by it, by the denominator, which is 2. Multiply this side by 2, multiply this side by 2. These two cancel, so I get a plus 1 equals 2 times 9 is 18. And look where I am here, back to where I was. Subtract 1 from both sides. A equals 17. Same answer as above. Okay, let's do it another way now. Same thing, let's get a plus 1 over 8 equals 9 over 4. Now this is the way you might hear of more frequently, and you might have seen it in science. It's called cross multiplication. Cross multiplication can only be used when your entire left side and right side of your equation are fractions, not part of a fraction. Okay? If you look at this example down here, you have a fraction, you have a -1, and then you have 4 over 1, which could be a fraction. But these two do not, because this does not have the same denominator as that, it cannot be used. Okay, so here's cross multiplication. Literally cross the numerator, multiply it by the denominator across the equal sign. It only works for equations. So 4 times a plus 1, it doesn't matter which goes on which side, equals the other two, the numerators and denominators, are 9 times 8. Or 8 times 9, it's the same thing. 9 times 8, 8 times 9. Okay? 4 times a plus 1 is 4a plus 4, that equals 72. Now I simplify. Take away 4, subtract 4 from both sides. I think you see where this is going. 4a equals 68. Divide by 4 as it's the coefficient. Look what I have. A equals, take out your calculator if you want for this one. A equals 17. So look at that. 3 different ways to solve exactly the same equation, which is why you have to be so clear on your rules and so clear in your writing, because not only will I get mixed up reading it, you will get mixed up with your own writing. Okay? Let's take a look at example number 2. Example number 2, before you start, simplify this. Make life easy for yourself. Okay? So this is x minus 3 over 6 equals x over 7. Okay, we can straight out cross multiply here. 7 times x minus 3 equals 6 times x, which is 6x. There's the cross, there's the cross. 7x minus 21 equals 6x. If you run out of room, do this. There we go, and continue on. So what am I going to do to both sides? Well, why don't we just subtract 7x, see what happens. So I end up on the left side with negative 21. On the right side, 6x minus 7x is negative x. Okay, now I'm just going to turn it around. I can do that. Negative x equals negative 21. Now, what can I divide this by or multiply it by to get a positive x? If you think about it, we aren't changing any rules. If you think about it here, the coefficient is negative 1. So if I divide by negative 1, I end up with x equals 21. In actual fact, you can multiply by negative 1 also. It'll just change the sign. Okay? Last example, and then I'll leave you to go on your worksheet. Okay, last example is this. This is a little different because I have a 1 here, and it's not part of the equation, part of the fraction. So what I can do is I can add 1 to both sides. It is that easy. 2x over 3 equals 5. Now I can do a little cross multiplication. Sometimes cross multiplication or multiply by the denominator. It's the same thing. Because look, 5 is really 5 over 1. So if I cross multiply, I get 2x times 1, 3 times 5. If I multiply both sides by 3, these cancel. So either way I get 2x equals 3 times 5. So let's just cross multiply for fun. 3 times 5 is 15. I'm putting it on the left, on the right, just so the numbers are there. 2x times 1 is 2x. Divide by 2. X equals 15 over 2, or if you really want to, x equals 7.5. But please do not change anything into a decimal unless it's decimal 5, decimal 25, something that's really, really straightforward. Okay, so if you take a look at the back side of the other worksheet that I gave you, there are some problems. Okay, what I'd like you to do is I'd like you to try number 1. You can list these down there. 1, 3. These get a little difficult. We have number 9, and then if you can get in here, these are good. We have 19, 21, 27 is a good one, 23, and what's that, 25. Okay, and you can do others for practice. But these, if you can work very nicely down, and then we'll do some more with more fractions later on, but if you can work these out nicely, then you're fine. On Veracross, there are the full solutions for these, and there are also 2 examples for you here. Okay, and those show you very clearly how to write your work. And this is the whole thing with algebra, is being clear.